Hey, Raiders and friends, coming back to you today. I kind of feel like I wore this shirt last week when I recorded. Maybe not. Oh well. I just posted a blog today and want to tell you a little bit about it since Monday's my usual blog day. I'm writing this week about rhythms instead of rigidity. I have been tumbling this idea around in my head for a while because somebody said to me, even maybe a couple of years ago, they hate the word routine because it makes them gives them hives and they think that life's got to be super, set and organized and there's no room for spontaneity. I couldn't agree more that if a routine makes you feel like you have no spontaneity in your life, get it out of there. That's awful. It's a horrible way to live. There might be some folks who are listening who are super type A and they're thinking, I love my routines. Do not tell me to stop my routines. I'm certainly not doing that either. As always, I'm here as an advocate for you to be you. Go with what suits you. But when I was younger, I was perceived as this ultra type A person, and I'm actually not. I came to realize somewhat recently, actually, that a lot of my type A tendencies, at least in the past, had a lot to do with hypervigilance. It was me wanting to try to plan for every possible contingency and save myself as much anxiety and stress as possible. And those are good motives. But what I realized maybe even last summer, so again, pretty recently, was that my mind tends to be like this fighter jet on an air carrier, somewhere in the ocean. And I'm not trying to bring in current events or anything like that. This is truly what I thought of last summer, that I'm on that deck and the little, I don't know, slingshot thing that's attached to the F-22 is pulled back and ready to go at all times. And the second a problem hits my horizon, pew, my fighter jet has taken off. And I'm suddenly at, 20,000 feet trying to survey the landscape, figuring out what's this problem all about? How can I fix it? How can I prevent any possible problems here? Part of that is really good. Part of that is nice when you can be looking ahead, anticipating issues. Project managers need this, leaders need this. Many of us could benefit from this skill, but it's when it goes too far that it can be a real source of stress rather than problem solving. So in today's blog, I talk about what this often looks like for us. And the problem is, again, not that we're in a problem solving mindset, but that we're in this hypervigilance mindset. And what we're trying to do is plan our way out of mess, that life is a mess. We're trying to plan our way out of that. We're trying to have a perfect life through planning. And that's just not possible. If I've learned anything on my time on this planet, it's not possible. So let me suggest this idea of rhythms instead, that you think about, when do you typically want to do something? When do you prefer to do something? When would you like to usually do something? I like to start my day with a glass of water. I like to do a quick tidy up of the house before I go to bed. I typically go play trivia on Tuesdays, stuff like that, right? So if some weeks look different than others, oh well, that's the name of the game. And it's part of a mental practice, a spiritual practice sometimes, to get used to this idea that we can shift our mindset into something more of this idea of rhythm rather than rigidness. So I hope that's helpful to you. I'll put the link down below about where to read my blog. Hopefully you find it helpful. I'd love to hear from you if this is resonating with you. And again, just to emphasize, I'm not suggesting anybody who really loves their detailed calendars and agendas try to stop something that's working for them. Don't do that. If it works, leave it alone. But if you're finding any sorts of stress and you're over planning, maybe think a little bit about rhythms rather than rigidity.